Okay, so here is my audience. Okay. All right. Merhaba, nasılsın? That's how you say hello, how are you in Turkish. For 2 years, I lived in the gateway to the West, or the country known as Turkey. By talking to and working alongside local citizens, my family and I picked up enough of the language to get by. My kids, ages 6 and 2 at the time, even learned how to count and sing nursery rhymes in Turkish. During this speech, I will inform you about 3 cities in the country of Turkey, as well as some of the sights to see. We will travel from my temporary residence of Adana to the historic city of Cappadocia, and then finally to the country's largest city, Istanbul. With all of the negativity we see in the media about this geographic area of the world, I hope to shed some light on the beauty of a country I once called home. Some of the pictures in my speech or in my presentation are from the internet, but most of them, a lot of them, are my personal pictures, so I hope you enjoy. Let's start in the city I lived in, Adana. Nestled in the southeast portion of Turkey and about 60 miles away from the Syrian border, this city is known for housing the largest mosque in Turkey, as well as the oldest bridge in the world. I looked up information on the Sabancı Mosque on beautifulmosque.com. The website described the largest mosque in Turkey. Measuring in over 71,000 square feet, the picturesque mosque is the focal point of Adana and serves as a worship place for the 1.7 million people that call Adana home. Adana Stone Bridge is the oldest bridge in the world. HarrietDailyNews.com is the leading news source for Turkey and the regions. An article on the site, Adana's Historic Bridge Graffitied, discussed that the bridge was built in 384 AD by the Emperor Hadrian. The bridge was refurbished in 2006, and at 1,632 years old, it is still functional to bikers, pedestrians, and special events. Staying on the topic of historic sites, let's move 160 miles north of Adana to Cappadocia. At first sight, this ancient city captures your attention with its caved hills and mountains. So many caves, you almost think of honeycombs when you look at them. Those holes in the landscape, however, paint a picture of Christian history when you look deeper. These mountains actually aren't mountains at all. In the Cappadocia Guide on National Geographic's travel website, they define tuff. Tuff is a soft rock formed by solidified ash after ancient volcanic eruptions. National Geographic also credits the highest peak in Cappadocia with a height of 130 feet. These caves in the tuff actually served as churches and refuge for Christians during the Roman Empire when they had to hide to practice their religion. I visited tourismturkey.com to find out where I would go to visit preserved churches. The site notes that there are over 200 ancient churches in the region, but recommends the village of Göreme, where there's a World Heritage Site and the best preserved churches can be viewed. Not only does Cappadocia provide historic monuments, but those caves also serve as homes to locals and hotels to tourists. The cave hotels range from average to plush, just like hotels do here in the States. It would be odd if you didn't stay in a cave hotel while visiting Cappadocia due to the vast availability of them. To really see Cappadocia, you should view it from the top. Cappadocia is also known for their sunrise hot air balloon rides. Either wake up before dawn to catch a ride on a hot air balloon, or you can sip your Nescafe from the balcony of your cave hotel, to view the balloons. Either way, you get a great view. Now let's go to the farthest western point of the country's largest city, Istanbul. We know Istanbul in our history lessons as Constantinople, or as the Istanbul Turkey page on travel.nationalgeographic.com describes as the legendary capital of the Byzantine, Roman, and Ottoman empires. Turkey Travel Blog's article, 15 Surprising Facts About Istanbul, points out that Istanbul is the only city in the world that is located in 2 continents, Asia and Europe. Get it? It's the gateway to the West. There are endless sights to see in this ancient and thriving city. But one of the sites I'd like to talk about today is the Grand Bazaar. IstanbulTrails.com credits the Grand Bazaar for being the oldest because it became a center for trading in 1461 and the largest covered market in the world. GrandBazaarIstanbul.org describes the size of the Grand Bazaar by stating that it covers 60 streets and includes 5,000 shops and attracts 250,000 to 400,000 shoppers every day. Souvenirs that you can buy at the Grand Bazaar include gold, leather, amber prayer beads, old coins, and much, much more. This would be the ideal place to practice your Turkish numbers while haggling with shopkeepers. Now that we've talked about the 3 cities, I'd like to close out by reviewing the sites we've discussed. From the Sabanci Mosque to the Stone Bridge in Adana, to the caved hotels and churches in Cappadocia, to end at the Grand Bazaar and the gateway to the West in Istanbul. Now that you've only had a view of some of Turkey's great wonders, I hope they are what you think of when you hear a negative story in the media about this beautiful country. With that statement brings me to this quote by Marcel Proust. The only real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscape, but in having new eyes.